Well, I've been up early this morning and looking through some of my ink drawings and came across a little bridge up in North Wales, just outside Bala. And it's an area that's a favourite of mine whenever I'm up that region. It's so wild, so remote. You could drop me off and just leave me there all day. Uh, it's under the shadow of a mountain called Arenig Fawr. And there was an artist, Welsh artist by the name of James Innes, who fell in love with Arenig Fawr and spent his life's work really just travelling around, sketching, painting. And then he sent for the infamous Augustus John to come and join him. So he arrived with his entourage, gypsy caravan and a crowd, and they'd both go out painting all day and then they would drink themselves silly all night. And James Innes, tragic figure really, died very young. There was a failed relationship and heartbroken, he climbed Arenig Fawr with all the love letters in a tin and buried it at the top of Arenig Fawr. And yeah, he was ahead of his time really, ahead of his contemporaries in terms of his style of painting, but still quite a tragic figure. And relationships are so important, and so many people are heartbroken in terms of failed relationships. But there is a relationship we can have with the Lord, who's ever true, ever faithful, who is ever there. And how wonderful as a believer to know that. There's that lovely hymn, in heavenly love abiding, no change my heart shall fear, and safe is such confiding, for nothing changes here. The storm may roar without me, my heart may low be laid, but God is round about me, and can I be dismayed? How wonderful that is, just to know that there is that deepening relationship with the Lord. So you're welcome to sort of just go into my post today and just see what I come up with. At the end of the painting brush, I'll stop and I'll show you a bit of working with a rigger brush and the difference that can make. Right, not travelling far these days. I've looked at some of my old sketches and came across this ink drawing of one of the most favourite places I know really in Wales. It's so remote, so wild, and I've been here many a time and done sketches, and how many times I've stopped with this bridge. And so I'm just showing you really how you can use the rigger brush and very simply the effect of the rigger. But no, it's just so wild here in this area. It's so remote, and it's like you're stepping back into time, nobody about. The mountain in the distance is Arenig Fawr, and it's where James Innes, famous artist, Welsh artist, spent most of his time, died very young, very tragic really, and just loved Arenig Fawr and would travel all around sketching all day. So much so he sent for the infamous Augustus John, who came and joined him, and they would go out and paint all day, and then they would drink themselves silly at night, staying in a local hotel. And yeah, tragic in this. It was a failed relationship and took all his love letters and climbed to Arenig Fawr and dug a hole and buried them in a tin on the mountain there. And yeah, wonderful thing in the Lord, isn't it? You can have a relationship that's so secure and so wonderful really in the Lord. There's a lovely hymn, isn't there? Oh love that will not let me go, I rest my weary soul in thee. I give thee back the life I owe, that in thine ocean depths its flow might richer, fuller be. By Matheson, of course, who went blind and failed relationship, and just wonderful to know there is one who never fails, never lets us down, who is always there, But you can see now how quickly this has come. I'm using the rigger, a little bit of gouache, and really that's about it in a sense. We don't need to do much more really than this. And it's wonderful, isn't it, how you can just travel in your mind, and that's the lovely thing with painting. Go back to times when you've your sketches evoke so much by way of memory. And yeah, so that's the little bridge. It's near Bala. If you go north of Bala and make your way to Blanafestiniog, and you take an old road and a little road off that, and then you come through this very wild region of Wales, and there's this incredible gorge, not for the faint-hearted. You drive around in the car, and then you drop down into Blanafestiniog. So there we hope that's been a little bit of a help.